Long before humans existed, the universe was an empty vacuum. There was no land, trees, or mountains. There was only a vast, endless sea, and stretching out directly above it, a boundless sky. Caught between these two infinite domains was a mythical kite, a massive bird known as Amihan. Amihan was the deity of peace, but constantly flying in a world with no solid ground to rest on is exhausting. Desperate for a place to land, the bird devised a plan to force the elements to create something solid. Amihan flew low and deliberately stirred up the sea, whipping the waters into a frenzy until towering waves crashed upward into the sky. The sky did not take this unprovoked attack lightly. To restrain the rising waters, the heavens retaliated by hurling massive boulders down into the raging ocean below. Those boulders rained down and scattered across the water. The thousands of islands that make up the Philippine archipelago are the remains of that ancient cosmological war. The heavy rocks successfully subdued the sea, preventing the waves from rising any further. With the waters calmed, peace was restored between the two infinite elements. In this new, quiet harmony, the land breeze and the sea breeze net over the newly formed islands, and the two winds married. The singular child of that atmospheric union was a massive, hollow bamboo stalk, which dropped down and began floating aimlessly along the gentle ocean currents. The cosmic violence of the early universe had settled into something entirely new. The Earth was now a quiet stage for organic growth, with a single hollow reed drifting toward the shore, carrying everything needed for what came next. Eventually, the ocean waves pushed that giant bamboo stalk onto the shore. It washed up onto a quiet beach and accidentally struck the feet of the great bird Amihan, who was finally taking a well-deserved rest. Annoyed at having its peace interrupted by a piece of driftwood, the bird retaliates. Amihan pecks aggressively at the thick outer layer of the stalk. The bird strikes the wood exactly at its weak point, and the giant bamboo fractures perfectly down the middle, splitting into two equal halves. From the hollow cavity of the first half steps a man. His name is Malakas, the physical embodiment of strength. At the exact same moment, from the second half of the stalk steps a woman. Her name is Maganda, the physical embodiment of beauty. In many creation stories around the world, humans are molded out of dirt, or one gender is treated as a biological afterthought of the other. Here, humanity is born directly from the flora of the earth, intrinsically connected to the soil and the trees. Because Malakas and Maganda are born at the exact same moment from the exact same source, their origin story bypasses the gender hierarchies found in so many other mythologies. This manuscript contains records compiled by early colonial chroniclers, documenting Tagala creation legends. It notes the first man and woman were born from the exact same reed. The specific motif detailed here, breaking out of the exact same bamboo knot, signifies a shared, unified origin. The simultaneous splitting of the bamboo reflects a foundational cultural belief in absolute gender equality among early Filipinos. Strength and beauty were viewed as balanced halves of a single organic whole. But arriving on Earth is only the first step. Malakas and Maganda find themselves completely isolated. They have no idea what they are supposed to do next. Their confusion is broken by a sudden, massive rumbling in the ground. The ancient Tagalogs believed in a deity of lovers and generation named Dayan Masalanta, whose power manifested through the physical force of an earthquake. The earthquake shakes the islands, sending out a signal summoning every bird from the sky and every fish from the sea into a grand council. The animals observe the humans and deliberate. After a brief consultation, the fish and the birds deliver a unanimous verdict. They advise the man and the woman to marry so they can populate the earth. In this tradition, the first humans don't decide to start a family in isolation. They wait for a consensus from the environment. By seeking approval from the fish and the birds, the myth places human society as one part of a larger, pre-existing ecological order. Malakas and Maganda followed the council's advice. They married, and their children eventually proliferated across the islands, becoming the diverse ancestors of all human races. This anthropological paper details how the myth embedded itself into regional linguistic habits. Even today, a common Tagalog euphemism for a natural-born child is putok sa buho, translating to one who burst out of the bamboo. It's a direct bridge to the ancient creation story. If you want to continue exploring the rich history of global mythology with us, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. The story of Malakas and Maganda functions as a record of a specific cultural logic. It describes a world where gender is balanced from the moment of birth, and where the first people are born not from the dust, but from the same wood as the forests around them.